We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Bryce Platts here with Michael, Swinger of Hammers Murphy. I did it again. It's not Murphy, it's Murray. It's a meme at this point. Michael, Swinger of Hammers Murray, my cohort for the entire last year, whose name I can't seem to get quite right today. Michael, we are coming down to the wire. It's almost the top 8 cut, and we have a return player from earlier. There's going to be more hammers to speak of. Victor Goldmane comes back in style on his golden horse in the hands of Clark Moore. Going to see if he can right some of the wrongs that he had against Anthony Zacella earlier, but nevertheless still take down what is kind of sort of an aggro matchup. He's up against Arakni Slip Through the Cracks in the hands of a first-year professional flesh and blood player. That's Luke Gilmore here. It's his first competitive season, and he is in contention for the top 8, sporting a 56% AGE win rate, 2 top 8s, and 55 AGE points. He is currently in the running squarely for the Players' Championship. I believe above Clark.
Yeah.
But bottom line, this is an important match for both of these players.
Yeah, I think they're both 3-1 right now. Is that correct?
That is correct. And he also thinks that Aurora, Bolton, and Levia can barely beat Ultron. How do you feel about that?
What is Ultron?
Don't worry about it, Michael. He hopes that the people never change in Flesh and Blood because...
Is that a Transformer?
What?
Never mind.
Oh my gosh, I can't take you anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to proceed down to the match floor before I strangle my co-caster. It's Luke Gilmore on the left side of your screen.
Arakni Murphy slipped through the cricks.
I give up. Michael, take it over.
Luke Gilmore, Arakni slipped through the cracks, 3-1 against Clark Moore. Victor Goldmane, high and mighty, 3-1. Actually, Luke is just behind Clark. 15 plays 14th place here, both fighting for their tournament lives.
I'm just fighting to keep my tongue working properly. 55 minutes on the match clock. Both these players are 3-1, 40-40. It's just the beginning. And from what I'm told, that Victor is extremely favored in this matchup. What do you think as a Guardian player?
So I do think it's Victor's game to lose. That being said, Slippy is slippery. There's a lot of attack reactions and things that this hero can do that if Victor isn't blocking correctly, keep in mind, Victor doesn't bring defense reactions. Those are too much of a liability, and so you have to proactively block. You have to predict what the Slippy is doing, and if you predict wrong and you get hit with some of these really, really devastating cards like Bonds of Agony, you can find yourself in a losing position very quickly. So it is Clark's game to lose, and starting things out right with the Spinal Crush, this is exactly what you want to do. Just take that tempo and never let it go.
Yeah, Luke unable to really do anything on his turn 0, so simply arsenals and passes. Clark finding the perfect 4 cards. It's 2 blues and a Spinal Crush. A-OK. I do believe that the last card in his hand, however, is a block card, so he may be bereft of an arsenal.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I would almost want him to overpitch if that's the case. There is something to be said about keeping that block card in hand. Block cards are good, right? You're trying to block on-hit effects from Slippy, so keeping it, even if it means foregoing an arsenal, is not horrible. And,
I actually don't hate it here when he gets 3 cards from Luke Gilmore.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it is a trounce. So even though Clark is not going to have a 5-card hand thanks to his arsenal, he will likely get that 5th card from his trounce. Oh, Luke simply passes back. And this is really bad news for Luke because Command and Conquer is potentially backed up by the pummel
Clark,
in hand.
Another little misplay, not making that Seismic Surge token.
No, I think he has 2 reds in hand. So he needs one of those reds to play the pummel.
Understood. Thanks. I missed
Number
the
4,
pummel.
Michael.
Missed the pummel.
I'm just kidding. Command and Conquer for 6 right here. We know that it's going to be more. Luke might not really be sniffing it out here because oftentimes this is the play pattern you can expect from a Guardian when you just pass back to them when they have a 4-card hand.
The tell is, of course, that he didn't make that Seismic Surge, but
sure,
Clark playing 4D chess by missing it earlier in the day may be faking out. And there's the pummel.
There's the pummel. Luke is not feeling happy, doesn't have any reactions. Down to 36, he descends. Goodbye to that arsenal that he's been defending so so heavily.
Yep, down to 34 because Slippy starts at 38.
Destroy Arsenal. And then
Codex of Frailty was the card in Arsenal.
what'd you block with there? It was Razor's Edge and
Unfortunate.
a blue double trouble, discarding a blue
A
double.
lot of blues being found for Luke early on in this game. Slippy has only want to run like 6 to 8, I want to say.
Yeah, just for the the few powerful blues that you can bring in that make the cut. Drawing some defensive options here in Sink Below.
And now, Crush the Weak, probably going to get played here. The Ninja and Assassin Hurter, I should say. Well, Titan's Fist instead, says Clark Moore.
Pretty
Simply-
big off turn here.
Unless, of course, he has another pummel, but I think he would have deployed Crush the Weak.
Yeah, I don't like using it with a hammer. So that's
That's
a pretty
interesting.
weak turn from Clark.
I know he has a red Crush the Weak in hand. What do you think about not deploying it here?
I don't understand it.
Kiss of Death is a follow-up here. Test of Iron Grip. Let's see if it can actually make some moves here. Yes, indeed. Luke is forced to discard a card here.
Importantly, before the reaction step as well. So
And one of those cards is Tarantula Toxin, so I have to imagine that Luke is going to choose the other one.
yeah, that card is insane when you pair it with Kiss of Death.
Yep. Goodbye Infect. Hello Tarantula Toxin, because that card is a 0-cost 6. So Test of Iron Grip descends on down to 1, while Kiss of Death ascends to 6 power. Clark probably going to take 6 damage here because of that loss of life on hit from Kiss of Death. And there he goes, down to 34. 34 plays 34. Even though Luke has been disrupted quite a bit thus far this game, still able to find life parity here.
Yeah, really, really valuable play there, being able to reduce the block and pump the power.
Ooh, but this one might hurt.
For a visit.
It's going to be Visit the Goldmane Estate. There's a Spinal Crush in hand. Clark really needs to find a blue on the top here.
Getting the mites as well.
That's 3 mites, thanks to the fact that 3 gold exist on Clark's board. One of them, of course, is that Aurum Aegis, which counts as a gold. And no, it is a red found. So unfortunately, Clark forced to send that E-Strike instead of the Disruptive Spinal Crush. And it looks like it's going to be go again here.
Maybe a CNC in Arsenal.
The Seismic Surge plus the 2 equals Crush the Weak. An A-OK turn. Any way you slice it. Clark set himself up to win no matter what was on top there.
And looking back at the last turn, just sending the Titan's Fist, right here we kind of see why it looks like Clark is really trying to sort of play these bursty turns rather than consistent 7 every turn. He wants to string together larger attacks and maybe strip more cards and push more damage by setting up rather than just sending what he has.
Something that likely just happens based on the Assassin playstyle because they do so much disruption and often only leave you with 1 card hanging. Clark now, though, is going into his next turn with only 4 cards in hand, and he's got to make use of those might tokens. Luke is going to do his best to disrupt this hand as much as possible. Clark, however, found himself a Test of Strength.
Despite this only being 1 power, Test of Strength in front of it is pretty nice. Oh, I don't know about that, though.
I think Clark is expecting that there is a Just a Nick lurking in either the hand or the arsenal of Luke Gilmore.
True.
Sounds good.
Luke's going to show off if that's the case. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
And he's
Just
got
a
the
Nick.
Razor's Reflex, Razor's Edge.
Razor's Edge.
Oh, 3 reactions.
Luke wishing that this was a Bonds of Agony turn. Persuasive Prognosis is A-OK here, though.
And an 8.
So it's 6 plus 3, 9 plus 3, 12.
11 to my
Wow. 11 with the gauntlets on the chain, -1.
Right.
The right math. That looks.
And a Blood Rot Pox token as well. And like you said, Michael, Victor just doesn't run defense reactions because it means more misses for the clashes.
Right.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
You're only afforded so many, so oftentimes your overrate defense has to be these clashing block cards.
29.
So Clark sniffing that out and getting the extra 1 value out of those gauntlets of Iron Will. Well played on his end and showing me how to play Victor into Assassin.
And Luke passing across A teeny tiny Blood Rot Pox token in a teeny tiny sleeve. That's just adorable, man.
Thank you.
So red.
So 2 banishes. The second banish, which is for Persuasive Prognosis, finds the Test of Iron Grip, which means that Clark is still going to have the go-ahead to make use of those Might tokens.
Red debilitate.
Goodbye, Red Debilitate,
And you gain another life.
And then I gain a
which
life.
means that Luke will gain a life from Persuasive Prognosis, and Clark is A-OK to just send his first Golden Sun of the game. Going to be coming in for 13 overpower.
Pretty good.
That is not bad damage.
Beginning of turn,
Does he have the
green
seismic?
life, pop.
He does not have the Seismic here.
Okay, so we'll need to pitch both of these blues to send it.
And thereby unable to pay for the Blood Rot Pox tax. So Clark is almost assuredly descending on down to 27 here.
Maybe considering popping a gold
Hit a red off.
to try to get an arsenal target. Into Assassin, I don't love that, but with armor, maybe.
You know, it is nice to have any sort of arsenal against Assassin just to be insulated from Codex of Frailty, but then, of course, you run the risk of getting arsenal disrupted. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Instead, he just goes ahead and makes that Seismic Surge token, only floating 1 unused resource, so still being relatively efficient. And 13 for 3 cards is not bad.
13 overpower here. Clark trying to buy himself a massive life lead in this game. So far, it really has been even trades this way and that. But finally, Luke has found himself a reprieve from the disruption at the very least. But is his hand cooperating? It might just not be the case.
9, 2 of them are reactions.
Overpower is just not that scary of a keyword against decks that run reaction cards.
24, 29.
In this case, Assassin happens to be one of those classes.
Good. You
So Luke able to shore up the majority of this damage. Down to 27 goes Clark Moore, and Luke Gilmore is down to 24.
That Alex made.
Dang it.
Who
Yeah.
goes over to his turn with 1 card in hand.
Very even game so far. I was expecting a little bit more from Victor into Slippy. I spoke to Clark Moore before the matches started today, and I know he brought Victor specifically to target Slippy, hoping maybe to see more than 3 today. But regardless, we see him here neck and neck with this Slippy.
Seismic Surge token pops at the beginning of the turn. Another one created from Tectonic Plating. There is one red card in hand, and it is Command and Conquer. Clark able to bluff a pummel here. And look at the way he does it. He peers into his opponent's soul, daring them to disrespect that pummel. But then skirts his gaze away because he knows he doesn't actually have it.
Shh.
Sorry.
And Luke's got the Bonds of Agony. Doesn't look like he has the reactions to support it, so looks like deciding to block, and look at that. Clark sold the pummel.
Wow. Give this man an Oscar right here and now.
And second Codex.
Which means that Luke is going to go into his next turn just with a Shelter from the Storm.
The seismic surge.
Hopefully he can make use of that Arsenal card and exchange it for that defense reaction. Could be incredibly useful down the line.
Tunic to 2. Persuasive for 1 go.
See the second
there
Goldmane
it is.
state of the game. Yeah, Persuasive Prognosis. We know there's no reaction in Luke's hand. Attack reaction, I should say. It is a defense reaction. But Clark doesn't know that at this moment.
But can Luke sell it?
And it looks like they've both bluffed each other
No
out.
reactions. Arsenal pass.
Lots of bluffing in this game so far. Gotta love these reaction-based decks, especially when you have an omniscient perspective like this. It just gives you a different window into how well these players are positioned to pilot these decks.
2 floating, draw a card.
4 Might tokens created off of this. Visit the Goldmane estate, and Clark draws a card as well.
Interesting.
It's a red, and I believe it costs 4, which is not that helpful in this spot. I think he needs extra resources to send, and so he goes digging.
Let's find that blue, Clark. And there it is.
Yeah.
He has a Seismic Surge token, so this Chokeslam is going to be able to come in off of that 1 blue.
Really
8.
taking a risk there, I'll be honest.
8 on Crush. Attack action cards cannot gain power during the next action phase. If there's one thing Assassins like to do, it's pump their attack action cards.
Reaction.
But that Shelter from the Storm is going to shore up 6 damage here. 2 damage will not confer a crush, so even though Luke descends on down to 22, he has the green light to use his reaction cards on this next turn. He also is able to cash in that Balance of Justice, identifying a fantastic moment to do so as Clark drew off of the Goldmane estate gold generation from his hero text and also off of the destruction of a gold token itself.
Yeah, Clark paying for the double block in front of that Prognosis could have saved himself not just the card drawn off the gold and the gold itself, but Luke's ability to draw a card also came in.
Oh my gosh, and the card drawn off the top of the deck was Tarantula Toxin when he already had a Kiss of Death in hand. Is there anything more perfect right here? This could be the moment where Luke takes this game.
And savor Bloodshed to boot. This is a scary situation.
So this 10 go again on its face.
10 go again, probably draw a card if Luke opts to flick one of those daggers.
So one of those things that Clark really wants to be able to respect.
This is massive from Luke.
Damage with the dice if we can.
Victor favored. It's not looking like it right now.
I just keep thinking about the 2 cards in front of that Prognosis. I get that Clark was trying to play conservatively and play around the potential to just nick that card, and I get it. Like, you don't want to get hit by that.
He honestly
But,
might not
man,
have been able to make use of them.
Well, he needed to draw the card. He knew his resources that he needed, and he put 2 blues in front. He drew a red off the Goldmane estate. You're right. We don't know what's coming off the top of the deck, but sometimes you just have to think about what you need and think about what your opponent can do. I mean, it's such a, he got bluffed, right? Luke bluffed very well right after Clark did it. So, well played.
Clark forced to
Shred, disable.
pop a gold in order to reclash on that test of strength, sends
Yeah.
a pummel to the bottom, and Tarantula Toxin does its work. Now Clark blocking 7 on 13
Man, they lined up well for you.
instead of 10 like he wanted to.
Clark commenting on how well these Tarantula Toxins have paired into the Kiss of Deaths.
And Luke, if he could tell the story, you'd be like, you don't know the half of it. This was drawn off that Balance of Justice, my friend.
Yeah.
You blocked 10, went to 7.
Yeah.
This is 13. So you're taking 6 and losing a life.
Yes. So go to 20.
And it
But no flick of the Hunter's Clave?
that is interesting.
Will then
That is really interesting.
on hit banish top, it's a red. Gain a life.
Oh, wow. I wonder if that was just nerves at the stream table for Luke Gilmore. I almost would have I thought it was a foregone conclusion that
Yeah.
he would be flicking one of those claves.
Yep. Take 2.
I mean, he's flicking the Kiss of Death. It could just be that he's thinking too much about, oh, it's Kiss of Death. You always flick the Kiss of Death, and didn't really consider
Sure.
the mark with the Saver.
Red.
Either way, no red found off of the on-hit of Art of Desire body.
Yeah.
So no card drawn there, and no life generated.
And we see that it was a reaction. That would have been playable, so
For 11.
Clark sort of getting away with murder there with the way things panned out. Still going down to 15, so Luke has a healthy lead here as Clark now sends 11 in the form of Enlightened Strike plus 4 mites from his previous Goldmane estate.
And it's hard to fault Clark for wanting to play the value game here when these are the numbers that he's dealing with. Daddy's Trust Fund not only confers immeasurable wealth, but also power for some reason. I guess there's something to be said about money and power.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's there.
But we've got a really effective block here. Luke's still kind of on the back foot.
Depends on what he can do with this one-card hand. I don't believe a single copy of Leave No Witnesses has been found for him thus far. So even a one-card codex is maybe not the greatest thing. But Luke seems very comfortable giving Clark 5- and 4-card hands. And I think he's reaping a little bit of the rewards here for it.
Yeah, we see another block card in Clark's hand, so just an 8 damage attack here. 5-card 8, not what you want to be doing.
Less than stellar for sure. Never mind, though, that Chokeslam is a pretty disruptive piece against Assassins.
It is. I mean, it requires 2 cards.
There are no reactions in Luke's hand at the moment, though.
Oh, well,
So
maybe
there's-
he doesn't care. I mean, he does seem to be valuing his life total a lot. And one of the things about Chokeslam is, sure, maybe it doesn't affect you this turn, but Clark knows that you have no reactions if you just let this hit. And
True.
so there is no more bluffing, and we've seen how important bluffing is in this matchup.
Take a look at Clark thumbing through the graveyard. Can't see much because of the angle on the light.
What do you think he's looking for?
I'm looking for Leave No Witnesses if I'm in his seat. I'm looking for Codex of Frailty, and then I'm looking for the big scary reaction. Spike with Blood Rot, Tarantula Toxin,
Yep.
Razor's Edge.
He's already been hit with 2 devastating Tarantula's toxins.
Take up the Mantle is probably something I'm looking for too.
Luke just drew that one up.
So the curious thing about Luke not flicking that Hunter's Clave is that I did catch the card drawn. First up, I think it was a Take Up the Mantle that he would have
Yep,
drawn there,
it
which
was.
wouldn't really have had much of a target
On the
on the
Bonds
Saber
of
Bloodshed turn.
No, but the next thing he played was that Bonds of a
It would have just been a +2, though, because the
Okay.
mark would have been consumed by the Kiss of Death.
True. It's not nothing. But
It's not
yeah,
nothing.
I'm with you.
Tectonic plating?
Okay, Clark pitching a Trounce to activate Tectonic Plating. Thinking about it. And still, so Clark has had the tempo for 2-3 turns in a row here, but because Luke is so painstaking about his life total, as you mentioned before, he's got plenty of space.
Yeah.
22 plays 15 still, in the favor of Arakni Slip Through the Cracks, who is, by all accounts, unfavored in this matchup, easily disrupted by a lot of the pieces in the Guardian tool belt.
And it looks like, once again, Clark Moore is struggling to piece together 5 cards. We know one of them's a block card, so that's basically not worth anything
Now we
here.
know 2 of them. One of them was a Trounce, the other a Test of Strength at the top of the hand there.
Jeez, so this is a really bad offensive hand. Clark's
So-
just thinking about the best thing he can do with it. It might be just send a blue.
Because he doesn't even have the resources to send one of those blue cards.
Are they both more than 6?
So one of them is Macho Grande.
right.
And then I missed the other one. It might have been a blue Chokeslam. So
Okay.
so you're right. It might be that he can send the other blue card.
But that's
Still, he's not happy about it.
I mean, we saw a 5-card 8 into what looks like a 5-card.
No, they're both Macho Grandes.
Oh my gosh.
Arnar.
So he's just going to keep the block cards here and probably send the hammer. Okay, a blue
You got a blue
Chokeslam.
Chokeslam.
Oh, I mean, it's not what you want to be doing with 5 cards.
Especially when he's not going to arsenal a single one of these block cards,
Yeah.
lest his arsenal be dead forever. And finally, Luke has found himself a copy of Leave No Witnesses. Blocking with an Infiltrate here, taking 3. No crush conferred.
18, yeah?
And Luke's probably pretty darn happy to be in this spot.
So taking the 3 here puts you over.
Both players just confirming life totals are correct. Kind of nice to have the feature match life pad to double confirm what you both are tabulating on the side. Kiss of Death is the start. Clark can do nothing but give a wry laugh.
Surely there's not a 3rd Tarantula Toxin.
Again with the Kiss of Death. I think there actually was another Tarantula Toxin in the hand.
Oh, no.
Maybe I'm wrong about that, but show me Luke.
Leave
What is
now.
that? It's Tarantula Toxin.
Oh, my God.
That's dirty nasty right there,
it
man.
really is.
That's dirty nasty right there.
Giving equipment and the Trounce.
Counts first.
Maximum value for this Tarantula Toxin.
Wins the first one.
And Clark has plenty of gold to try again if he misses.
Wins the second one. So at least that comes up in his favor, but we already know what's happening to that Trounce. It's getting shredded.
It gains power that much -1.
Toxined.
It could also
Detox.
be, I can see a world where you shred the armor. Actually, no, because
No,
it would
'cause it's
just,
already
yeah, it
gonna
would go
die.
back up.
No.
I was thinking of
There's
the
no
tectonic
world.
plating, but I was thinking it was going to keep the counter.
Right.
It wouldn't. So probably just shred the Trounce.
Luke just sitting here thinking, kind of playing with his dinner.
Can I actually make a judge call real quick?
Oh, no, indeed. He's looking for an interesting interaction here.
Wonder what it could be.
Pull over Sleepy Connor for a quick judge call. It does look like Luke is going to leave the feature match area to have a private sidebar with Connor. Must be a very cheeky play he's hoping to make. So the things we know that are in his hand are the Tarantula Toxin and a Leave No Witnesses. Don't remember what made its way into the arsenal. And I think that's what... It was a Take Up the Mantle, supposedly, according to Sock Puppet Justin. So the Take Up the Mantle could be pretty influential here, actually. Flick the Hunter's Glaive. Oh, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to resolve the Tarantula Toxin first, then flick the Hunter's Glaive, then play the Take Up the Mantle. I think is probably what the judge call was about.
And go find...
And go find... That's a
disruptive
good
piece?
question, yeah.
Confirmation from production.
I'm not sure if a Bonds of Agony has found its way
That
into
would
the
be
graveyard.
pretty darn good.
And that might be involved in the judge call here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he blocked with the Bonds of Agony earlier in the game, so that could be it. God. This is another disgustingly powerful turn on the side of Luke Gilmore playing Arakni slip through the cracks. Clark Moore's face knows something bad is about to happen.
He looks like a turtle about to retreat back into his shell.
He knows the odds of it being a Tarantula Toxin are so low, and yet he can feel that it is because he's already been hit by the pairing of two already.
Okay, as long as we're still here, I just want to make sure
Is
we're
that
good.
forlorn dread when you just are facing off against an opponent that you just know has it?
Yeah.
They just have it.
Mark you.
Hunter's Glaive, flicked across, accepted by Clark Moore. Down to 14 he goes. Mark conferred. Tarantula Toxin, yes, of course.
Sorry, and then take up the mantle.
Sure.
Oh, only +2. Thank you, Clark, for the
yeah.
Gauntlets of Iron Will.
Uh-huh.
So 5,
Up to 5, 6, 7, 8.
And he's finding the bonds.
And there it is, folks. Bonds of Agony.
Taking 3.
Doing the thing that it loves to do, just disrupt its opponents.
So currently I'm
This is bonds, and you are currently blocking 3 of it.
take 6.
Take 6.
Clark accepts 6 damage over the top of this. 18 plays 8 now.
Resolve bond.
But there's something else we got to do, Michael. We got to reveal the hand
Yeah.
and banish one of these cards forevermore.
Probably the blue.
I don't hate the blue.
Yeah, I'll
The
take
blue is a pretty good
And
choice.
there it is.
Sure.
Oh, boy.
And now we can probably assume that there are only blue copies of Thunk
Graveyard for you.
in Clark's deck.
In this version, yes, I have seen versions that play red, but they're typically on Miller's Grindstone and a lot more Clash cards.
There were 2 in the deck.
ready.
Luke does not take a pause to look through his opponent's deck.
Leaving these 3 in hand.
Oh boy, Clark is
And Dakota.
not feeling particularly happy about this.
Oh, no go again.
It does have go again.
Oh, for self attack always must go again.
You
Yeah,
have a test of strength, so I'm not gonna let you get a chance to. Or did you? Oh, you trounced, so you wouldn't draw a card, right?
I have already drawn the card.
You've already drawn a card for turn.
Just letting the players explain what's going on here. A lot of good interaction to learn when
Luke
playing
knows
against
that if
Victor.
he strips one more card, Clark literally can't do anything but Arsenal pass.
Literally cannot do anything. So honestly, it might be good.
Get another clash, but
To attack into that test of strength.
Okay, sorry.
But also with Luke at 18 life, does he really care if Clark pitches 3 reds for a Titan's Fist?
Just trading that test of strength out.
Oh, and Luke gets a gold as well.
Okay.
Revealing an undercover acquisition.
Just insult to injury here. Daddy's money can't buy you the win anymore.
And it can't buy you love.
At
least if we believe the Beatles.
No longer Marcus.
Yeah, I believe the Beatles.
Oh,
Unfortunately
man.
for Clark,
And Vigor Pop.
this... Oh, no. So because of the Vigor token, he
Okay.
still can send this Titan's Fist. I thought those were 2 Might tokens.
Yeah, still really lackluster turn.
Not what Guardian wants to do, but also what Clark is a little bit forced into doing.
You shuffled me.
Oh, and it sounds like Clark was going for a pitch stack that was just ruined by the Bonds of Agony as well, complaining that his deck was just shuffled.
Paying 1.
Oh, I do need to pay 1 for it, don't I? Regardless.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh, okay. He had a seismic surge token, so this crush of the week can still come in.
Okay.
Off the back of 1 red. That's not bad
Yeah.
after a Bonds of Agony
It's a
turn.
lot better than what I was thinking was going to happen here.
Yep. Luke, however,
Ugh, sink below.
ever the lucky one with these reactions, got a sink below in hand.
For 8.
He doesn't have a clean way to do this with armor unless he's willing to lose Flick Knives or Fandel Spring Tunic.
Yeah, it's probably not time for that. And we see Luke just shoring it up and setting up. He's been doing this all game long where he just plays patient defense, blocking out, preserving his life total, and then the moment that he lines it up, and boy, does he line it up sometimes, he pounces.
He just keeps saying, I dare you to be able to make use of 4 cards, Clark Moore. But Clark
Got a
is starting
pummel.
off A-OK.
He needs to see a red here.
Visit the Goldmane estate. It's going to create 5 might tokens and also draw Clark a card.
It's
Finds
not
himself a blue wallop.
red. I mean, a pummel on a blue is fine, but he really is just
Yeah.
consistently below rate.
And I don't know if he can do even that because the only blues he has are 4 costs, right?
Yeah.
Popping it.
Popping
Yeah.
a gold, looking for that red. I do like this because he has the blues to support. Oh my gosh.
And it's a trounce.
Brutal.
Hilarious game.
Hilarious game, he says with the straightest face I've ever seen.
Clark is not laughing, but
No, he's not having a good time. I've had these games, that is Victor. I mean,
Yeah.
you're a victim to the top of your deck, whatever it is.
Victor is such an interesting deck building puzzle because the thing that he wants to do hurts the thing that he wants to do, and like the resources that he has
He goes
often
fishing again.
don't benefit.
Spinal Crush. Can he play that with the pummel?
You're down to 2.
I don't think you can play it with
Because
a
it was 4
pommel.
He has
gold.
1 blue in hand and 3 reds.
And he's got
Yeah, he
One in
has
the
1
pitch.
float. Yeah, he's 1 short.
it's okay. Arsenal the pummel.
Yeah, I
surely you'll be
guess.
fine because honestly, this Spinal Crush is probably going to be enough to buy the tempo for another turn. You
Yeah.
come back during the next turn with 5 might tokens and probably some way to get that pummel through.
Yeah?
Clark, honestly, he's not in a bad spot, especially the way that Luke has been posturing, the way he likes to play this game. He's probably going to block this Spinal Crush out, find a way to continue doing some setup for himself. That being said, he does have the Sink Below in Arsenal,
He
so
does.
he might be able to just go 1 card. Ew.
Yeah, he's going to keep 3 cards at the very least.
Yeah.
And when you get to choose which 3, Slippy has a lot of good 3-card plays. Clark's sitting at 8. He's going to need to block. He doesn't have the armor online anymore. The only piece of armor he has left is 1 block on that tectonic plating, as well as needing to pitch in order to get value out of the leg pieces there, the quick dodge flexors. And it doesn't make a lot of sense when there's only 3 cards for Luke to go that wide.
Block 3.
Clark's got the look of a man like, man, I hope he tries to play a 4th Tarantula Toxin next turn. I can just DQ him out of this game.
Yeah. Luke taking 2.
Orb Reaver Spinneret and Sink Below are the blocks. 16 plays 8, and it's going back over to Luke, who has 3 cards in hand. Clark's got himself a pummel in the arsenal and 5 might tokens that he needs to use in order to claw back into this game. Infiltrate is the first attack for Luke Gilmore. 3 go again. Banish the top card of your opponent's deck, and you may play it until the end of your next turn. Oh, and there's a Leave No Witnesses too,
Yep.
Michael.
And the shred. So it's likely we're going to see that hit.
No reactions. Leave no witnesses.
Block 3 here. Luke being very patient with that shred. Leave No Witnesses. Really wants to buy that pummel in the arsenal.
Yeah.
Especially, when Clark has got himself the CNC.
3-4.
Putting 4 in front.
Reactions, I'll shred this to 0.
Yep. And the quick dodge flexors are not enough to fully cover that, even though he has that left in the tank as a reaction.
Clark, not stoked to see this here.
Take 3 down.
Loses
to
the
5.
pummel.
Just keeps moving in this, quote, hilarious game.
Pummel and debilitate, 2 silvers.
2 reds. I get
2 silvers, which means that Luke can buy back those Black Tech Whispers if he ever deigns to use them.
no.
He might not need them, honestly.
What headpiece did he bring? Oh, it was Balance of Justice.
It was balance.
Already used that.
Persuasive Prognosis found.
Lights pop.
Was that a copy of Bonds of Agony, too?
Ooh.
Those Black Tech Whispers
Thought I saw
are
just a
really
Nick.
going to like to be paired with that.
CNC for 11.
CNC for 11 is damage.
It's not bad,
It's not non-hit, though.
but it's not enough to make Luke care if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, with the texture of his hand, he has that bonds, like you mentioned. Does he have the reactions to support it? I
Only a spike
see-
with Blood Rot, so it would have to be Flick Knives plus Black Tech Whispers.
So he does have it, and he's got it paired with the Justin Nick. No, sorry, that is the bonds.
And furthermore, he can say Bonds of Agony at the beginning of the chain link. Excuse me, at the beginning of the chain. If Clark decides to respect the heck out of it, he proceeds to the next chain link with Persuasive Prognosis.
Right.
But no, Luke's still being very diligent about protecting that life total. And I don't hate this either because Savor Bloodshed is very useless on this turn.
8. I block 3. Yeah.
Take 8.
Down to 8.
5, yeah.
Yep.
And it's back over to Luke. 3
But-
cards. Once again, 8 plays 5.
This turn is going to be a doozy for Clark to navigate. The blocking here, so tricky. And we actually see Luke starting the chain off with the Pervasive Prognosis. I like this because Clark has shown his propensity to put 2 cards in front of this one. And he may just do that and leave himself open to the bonds.
Vanish, by the way.
Yeah.
Clark propensive once again while he looks at his opponent's graveyard, trying to figure out what I could be up against here. I think only one Justin Nick has been resolved thus far this game. Haven't seen any yet. It was very early on.
We
Find
did
it,
see
Clark.
one Justin Nick earlier.
There was one.
Yeah, right,
There was
okay.
one.
I just got
So I don't think there was another one. I don't think there was another one blocked with.
options.
Despite that fact, we know that Luke isn't holding on to it. His hand consists of Spike with Blood Rot, Bonds of Agony,
So 2 take-ups.
and nothing else.
He does have that Tunic resource available to pay for the Spike with Blood Rot. Very important to be able to hit the curve that he needs to get the bonds online. So he has what he needs. It's just a question of how does... Oh, and Clark has a non-blocking card in the form of Riches of Trobaldani. It can be pitched to the Quick Dodge Flexors, and we see Clark maybe over-respecting the prognosis, exactly what Luke wants to see.
Block 5, no reactions. Does anything give you more dread? Perhaps if the second attack on the chain is Bonds of Agony.
It could be 7 or it could be 9 from the perspective of Clark, knowing there's only 1 card in hand. Either of those is kind of a break point on 2 cards.
That's 6, 7, 8, 9.
You can see Clark has just reached that same conclusion. 9 is the top end possible damage if that last card is just a Nick. Doesn't have 9 block in
I
hand.
also want to check an interaction with the judge.
Yep, go ahead.
We're going to get a quick judge call. Michael, I think it's important to mention at this point, it's so important not to let what has come before get in your head now. I could see a world where somebody in Clark's seat just goes, my opponent has had it from the beginning of the game. They always have it. I'm going to dump my entire hand in front of this. That being said, maybe you're right, but you could also be shooting yourself in the foot. You've always got to be playing to win. You got to think, yeah, sure, if that is a Justinic, can I afford to throw all of these cards in front of it just to save them, just to convert them while I have the opportunity to? But if it's not, do I actually have a window to claw myself back into this and put my opponent on the back foot?
Yeah, I mean, we have seen Luke play this game of forcing his opponent to convert 5 cards, and this is an opportunity for Clark to try to ask that same question. Can you convert 4 cards? Of course, an Assassin has a much, much easier time doing it, but we also know that Assassin has the capacity to clunk up, and I think that's the reason we've seen Luke playing this the way that he has, because when you look at your hand and it's not all gas, giving it up saving the life gives you the opportunity to play it when it is. It gives you that breathing room, and we've seen him do that absolutely masterfully. Of course, off the back of a few unlucky draws on the part of Clark. We went into this game thinking this was heavily Victor favored, and we are currently in a state where Victor is on the ropes.
Without a doubt. And honestly, this was the position I thought that Slippy could put Victor in, because there are situations where Victor's whole game plan kind of eats itself, right? It's almost like it has a neurological disease.
Yeah.
And his
You
clash cards are attacking his own neurons.
Reds,
yeah, exactly.
And it just doesn't line up.
Exactly. And Slippy's disruption, it's not any less effective just because of Clark's class, you know? He still needs his cards in order to make his deck work. And also, Arakni does not suffer from the issue of, say, Rangers, where they are loaded up with 2 blocks. They actually block quite well. So a lot of these crush effects are pretty easy to dismiss. Spinal Crush, for example, by 2 cards, and then send 2 or 3 cards back.
So Clark is doing the only thing he can do here, which is block 6. We know what Luke has, and actually Clark has the ability to not only use the quick dodge flexors to shore this up completely, he has the Riches of Tropoldani, which will net him an extra card when he makes that gold this turn. So he's got at least a Titan's Fist swing if he's lucky enough to get the blue off the top. But Luke actually just passes, decides
I like that.
It's not worth the 1 damage. You can have your card. And here, I think we might see the classic pot of greed play, pitching the riches into the gold, drawing 2 cards off the top. What did we get?
2 blues.
We do have the Seismic Surge, but neither of those costs 4. So
unfortunate.
This is probably just make a surge. Oh, no. We're digging. One
I
gold
like
left.
this. It's another trounce. The second trounce drawn off the top when cracking a gold. This is the risk of playing Victor.
Yeah.
Fist for 4.
And he...
So Clark not even able to threaten lethal here. Luke has full agency to hold onto this. Clark can't even bluff a pummel play on this Titan's Fist. But still, Luke values his life total, puts a CNC in front of this hammer.
And Clark likely not going to Arsenal here, which should tell Luke everything he needs to know.
I'm going to pay 2 silver to get back my legs.
Getting the legs back thanks to the silver portion of their text. And there's another Bonds of Agony.
And there's a Justin Nick in the hand, Michael.
Jeez, we know
And
there's a reaction, and so his choice to save that reaction is massive. And I think Clark needs to really respect this here. I mean, we know what Luke has. Let's see if Clark can sniff it out.
9 with trounce.
9.
But if he does sniff it out, yeah, sure, Luke can't deploy that Justin Nick right now, but he can save the spike with Blood Rot
And
for his next attack, which is Art of Desire Body.
Clark does draw a card off of that. It's an E-Strike. Pairing it up with another card is nice. 2 Vigors on the table and a Seismic Surge.
9 blocks 1 here, Michael.
I am going to react here. Justin Nick, both modes.
So Justin Nick plus
Tunic for a resource.
Bonds of Agony is going to get it up to 9. Spike of Blood Rot is going to get it up to 12.
9.
Yeah.
And then... This is actually an important question.
Ah, the question, do I flick this last dagger and go daggerless? Luke, honestly, has not swung a single dagger this game by paying for it at the very least. Nevertheless, he values that last dagger very highly, so Black Tech Whisperers are going to be the chosen reaction here, which does inform Clark on maybe the fact that that's not a take up the mantle in hand.
And then holding priority, continue to activate it another time, leaving 2 floating.
What is...
Putting the block to 11. This was the interaction I was checking earlier.
Clark checked an interaction with our judge earlier. He activated quick dodge flexors multiple times. No, it is not going to add more block value to this chain, but it does allow Clark to get the card out of his hand and thus protect it from Bonds of Agony.
Smart. I like that play.
Sounds good. This does have go again, and I'm going to come at you for 3.
So Clark is not dead as of yet.
Quick dodge over.
Able
3
to
damage.
block it all out thanks
Yeah.
to both of his remaining pieces of equipment. That shield is now toast, as well as the boots. Clark sitting naked on his side of the board. All that's left are some pieces that
He's still
have
wearing
no
a shirt
more.
and a crown.
It's
He's still
tattered at
King
best.
Victor.
I can see his pecs through those rips.
Not as well as you can see Paul's pecs at any vantage point in the room.
Clark Moore going down to, it looks like, 2 life.
After taking the damage from Bloodrot Pox, conferred by Spike with Bloodrot. Luke draws himself a Sink Below. Not going to be useful on this turn, and neither is that third copy of Justinik, because no 1-power attacks are found. Honestly, I think he might have worked his way through all of them in the deck. Unless, of course, he brought in Double Troubles.
Speaking of the deck, we've got 6 cards left in it.
I know.
Oh boy.
Actions.
Hold on. Can
We just
Clark,
got a
can
new
Clark
win
get this
condition.
done?
I mean, so overblocking is I'm sure he feels like he needs to overblock in order to survive this. We know that Luke's got reactions. Clark currently checking to see what could be left. We know it's just a nick, and that is not useful here.
And Sink Below. Not going to get Luke any value. Luke has got to take stock of the 1-power attacks left in his deck. And Clark is doing the exact same. Because you better believe that Clark knows that there's one more Justinik left to be played.
It's important to note, too, that Luke still has 1 dagger and 1 Flick Knives activation left. If he has another Calicera in his deck, that could be it. So Clark can't take any more damage from any source other than that dagger, and this is precarious.
Spinal Crush is the block here.
Clark saying, I don't think you have any attack reactions.
I really like this sequencing from Luke because now he can pitch those 2 useless reds to swing the Hunter's Clave, dare Clark to go down to 1, and then follow up with the Leave No Witnesses Flick Knives play.
Yeah, I don't see a world where Clark doesn't block that dagger, even if it costs him a card. I don't know how many are left in his deck, but surely it's more than 6.
Which then means that Luke will likely buy the entire hand from Clark, but he has got to get this game done. He is definitely closer to fatigue than his Guardian counterpart.
There's the dagger attack. You know there's a Flick Knives, and there's the block.
Luke probably feeling like he must send this Leave No Witnesses.
Yeah, and this is an easy choice. Give up
Yep.
those 2 cards, stay at 2, and keep blocking. Do what Guardians do best.
Clark is seeing the light here. I think he's really starting to feel like there's a way to get through this game.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, but Luke has one more take up the mantle here.
No.
This could be huge. Hunter's Clave coming in. Trounce.
Getting that extra blocking card could be huge. Let's see.
Wallop
And he-
also generates a Vigor token here.
He also sees there's a Razor's Edge on the top. Now on the bottom, but he can track that.
Thunderquake.
Ooh, 2 defense reactions still left in Luke's deck.
Yes.
I almost bottomed it.
Second vigor and a might.
Clark wins that Trounce, draws himself that Thunderquake back to 4 cards after blocking out that Hunter's Clave. Luke is so close to glory, but so is Clark.
Oh. It's all up to Clark sniffing out these reactions.
Double Trouble was still left in the deck, same with that Bonds of Attraction, so there is a way to pair that final Justinik, but it went to the bottom of the deck in order to pay for the Hunter's Clave on the previous turn.
Yeah, he doesn't have the Justinik in this hand.
No, he doesn't.
So, I mean, he does.
It's
he
the
is
next card on
I
his
see.
deck.
So he's pitching a blue to pair with it. Clark needs to track all of these cards. He needs to know and remember the information about what's in front of him. Another thing to take note of, we've got 2 minutes and 52 seconds left on the clock. We are down to the wire in all 3 axes that this game is played on.
And if the timer is no indication, look at those heavy eyelids, and Clark Moore's player cam. That's Sleepy Connor, and he's got his eyes on this one because this is the last match to be played.
2 cards left in hand.
Luke can proceed to the next chain link, but does he have another attack to pair with that take up the mantle? He is setting up quite a fearsome turn with these last 4 cards. It's important to call back to the codex uses for Luke all the way through this game because he has taken a turbo blocking strategy. I think at least 2 of them were blocked with rather than resolved.
Yeah.
Thank you for checking time.
He found his value in other ways. Thank you, Tarantula Toxin.
Clark staring daggers once again into his opponent, daring him to reduce him down to 0 life.
But you can see his energy shifted. He's gone from feeling defeated to feeling focused. The focus is intense. I can feel it here in the booth. Clark Moore putting 2 more cards in front of this Bonds, and we close the chain. Clark lives another turn.
Yeah, he's in the driver's seat right now, but Luke has got to take up the mantle in. He's not going to arsenal it?
Break a goal, drawing 2. No more vigor, still 1 might flip.
Oh,
The last card's a defense reaction.
I kind of
No,
think he
it's
should have
2.
arsenaled that take up the mantle
Okay.
to dig for the
1 floating.
razor's
We're
edge.
back to riches.
Ooh, Luke.
Oh my gosh. Clark churning through his deck. Finds an E-strike. That is representative of lethal. Luke
Yeah.
could give up the
Tunic.
No, but he has the might token.
Activate, tectonic.
Oh,
So he
right.
would need to give up his flick knives to stop this, or a
Wait,
card.
no, he's got a sink below in hand. It's
That's
all
true.
good.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is, if he has 2 D-reacts in hand, this is an ugly hand.
So honestly, I think the play here is to sink below this E-strike, bottom the shelter, draw his, I believe it's Razor's Edge is up
Yeah.
next. And then your last go. Does he have any attacks left? Are there any attacks in that hand?
I didn't see any. Luke drops to 3.
Oh,
the
I hope for his
clock
sake there's an attack.
Strikes 0.
There's no
5
attack.
seconds left.
There's no attack in the hand. He can
Hold on, sorry.
he can use take up the mantle to draw a card. I believe he still has a blue attack left in the deck.
And Clark's down to his last 6 cards. 2 left in deck,
Yep.
4 in hand.
Yep. Luke is finding that blue attack. It's Bonds of Attraction.
Using the gold.
But Clark,
Oh.
Clark can simply throw every card in front of this.
He has the riches. Does that...
Block 6.
Blocking 6 is not
oh
enough.
no, that's not enough. He sends the
What?
fist bump. Clark held back a card on the last moment. 1 card away from victory. Luke was without any more offensive resources.
And if he blocks there,
Oh, yeah, then I
it's...
just dagger.
No, you can't. Yeah. No, you dagger. You can't win.
Clark's putting the pieces together
Oh
here.
no.
Floating.
So wait.
Take for 6.
They're adding up the pieces of the
Yeah.
puzzle. If Clark had thrown that last Thunderquake, he's wondering exactly how the rest of this game would have played out. Clark is basically just trying to figure out if he made a
Yeah.
mistake or not
Yeah.
on that last blocking decision.
I'm not sure.
3 come in for 6.
Holy cow, though. Either way, whatever happened there, that was
And then just
Hold on.
one of the best games of Flesh and
I
Blood
wanna
I've
hear
ever
what they're
seen.
saying here.
take a card. You have nothing else.
It sounds like they've determined that Clark likely would have lost regardless.
Because all he can do at that point is swing Titan's Fist here and there. He can't do anything with that Riches of Tropal Donnie on
Yeah.
his turn because he's already out of gold. So it's not like he can start that churn once again and try to find an E-strike or something of that nature. So yes, I agree. I think that game probably ended where it should have.
I thought we had seen the closest game yet with the Acilio game.
You thought the Acilio game was the closest? What about the Ira game?
That was they're all so close. Everything except for Marlin. Marlin
Everything
just
except for Paul Selinsky on
smooth
Marlin.
sailing on that Marlin. And every other game we've had today has come down to the wire. This was one of the closest, probably the closest game of Flesh and Blood I've ever cast.
You got to hand it
The
to Luke
decks
Gilmore.
were empty. The lives were at 1. The time ran out. Oh my God.
A lot of amazing Flesh and Blood from Southern California. They never disappoint, Michael. And We're going to have to proceed to the next matchup. Michael and I need to grab a little H2O break real quick because those throats are getting a little dry after that last one.
Yeah.
Also, our hearts are super heavy for both of those
that's
competitors.
Clark Moore's, probably bubbling now. I mean, there's so much on the line.
Maybe. Honestly.
Bubbling today.
Maybe. We've still
It
got...
might be enough to get him into the Players' Championship. But, I mean, with 2 losses and 1 more round to play, it's close. It's tight. He needs to win this next round.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So, Clark, don't you dare draw any more trounces off your gold tokens.
That was a brutal game to watch.
Stop doing that. And
in terms of drawing block cards when
put
he
up some
needed
tight
red
play.
attacks.
Go to Daddy's estate. Tell him that you're hurt. You got a little boo-boo. Put a Band-Aid on. Get yourself some gold. And send it, my friend. Luke Gilmore ascends into the continued X1 bracket. We'll be back with more Flesh and Blood after this.